Women's Cricket World Cup. Australia remain top thanks to 7-wicket win over West Indies after Rachel Haynes' unbeaten 83. Elise Perry's 3-22 and Ashley Gardner's 3-25 helped Australia tear through the top half of the West Indies batting lineup before Rachel Haynes' unbeaten 83 helped her side reach its target of 132 with just shy of 20 overs to spare. Rachel Haynes scored an unbeaten 83 as Australia took another step in its inexorable progress to a 7th Women's Cricket World Cup title, beating the West Indies by 7 wickets on Tuesday to remain undefeated after 4 group matches. Backing up only 2 days after it beat host New Zealand by 141 runs, Australia rested leading bowlers Darcy Brown and Amanda Jade Wellington and still bowled out the West Indies for 131. Recommended. 1/5. England captain Joe Root defends Ben Stokes' bowling. 41 overs in first test against West Indies. Read more. Recommended by Haynes' innings in her late, unbroken partnership of 74 with Beth Mooney, 28, allowed Australia to reach its target with almost 20 full overs remaining. The day began well for Australia in advantageous bowling conditions. Light rain delayed the start of play by 30 minutes without costing any overs in play. Began in heavy overcast and windy conditions. England suffer third straight defeat as cap stars. Bangladesh claim historic win over Pakistan. There was an ominous sign for the West Indies batters from the very first ball when Megan Shutt bowled a hooping in-swinger to Deandra Doughton, helped by the wind. Shutt continued to swing the ball into the right-handers while Elise Perry had the ability to take it away on both sides of the wicket. Perry removed the West Indies' first 3 batters, Doughton, 16, Hayley Matthews, 0, and Keisha Knight, 0, in an opening spell of 8 consecutive overs and finished with 3-22. Ashley Gardner helped dismantle the middle order, dismissing Shemaine Campbell, 20, Jadine Nation, 0, and West Indies captain Stephanie Taylor, whose 50 from 91 deliveries led her team's recovery from the loss of Matthews and Knight to consecutive balls in the second over of the innings. Australia's fielding remains a cut above other teams at the tournament and its catching also is on another plane. Australia's huge depth also allows it to rotate players at will, without losing any of its considerable strength. That's the beauty of our squad, we've got such great depth, Captain Meg Lanning said. Anyone who does come in makes an impact on the game. They're not just part of the team, they're able to change the game. I thought early wickets up front today made a difference in the game, put us in front and put them under pressure. The early loss of Matthews and Knight was a blow to the West Indies from which they could not recover. The continued pressure applied later by the Australian spinner Salso made scoring difficult, but Taylor ground out her half-century with little support. The West Indies, in turn, had Australia under some pressure when they dismissed Alyssa Healy and Lanning within the first 4 overs. But Haynes was immovable, posting her 17th half-century in one-day internationals and her 4th at a World Cup. After a century against England in Australia's opening match in scores of 34 against Pakistan and 30 against New Zealand, she is averaging 92 in the tournament. So the West Indies began the tournament strongly with wins over New Zealand and defending champion England, but now have lost heavily to India and Australia. It wasn't the best batting performance from us, Taylor said. I think we just didn't assess the conditions well and losing early wickets put a dent in the Australia leads the tournament by 2 points from the only other unbeaten side, South Africa, which has 3 wins from 3 games. It has matches remaining in the 8-team round robin against India, South Africa and Bangladesh.